Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing a movie called 28 Years Later. This is a movie which comes directed by Danny Boyle, who some may know as the director of 28 Days Later, which was originally released in 2002. That movie is a movie that I actually haven't seen before. It's sort of like somehow one of these movies that everybody kind of likes, but I, for some reason, never got around to watching it. I probably will watch it now that I've seen this new one, but when I did go and watch this movie 28 years later, I had not seen 28 days later. And I have to be careful that I don't mess around with the headings of these movies because they're so similar and I keep getting them mixed up. This movie stars Alfie Williams, who plays the kid and the main character in the movie. His name is Spike. It's got Aaron Taylor Johnson, who plays the dad, Jodie Comer, who plays the mother, and Ralph Fiennes, who plays an obscure doctor that's also in the movie. After I saw this movie, I thought it was a bit mixed in terms of how the story unfolds as you watch it. I thought that the movie started off well, and it starts off as basically a father and son story where what basically happens in this movie is that the society has been overrun by zombies and there's a virus, and I think that's probably what happened in the first movie. And then this movie is 28 years later, so the country of England is overrun with zombies and everybody's a zombie pretty much, and there's only a couple survivors left. There's a family and a community and they live on an island, and every day the tide goes down and they're able to cross over from the island that they live to the mainland, which is England, and that mainland is filled with zombies. The start of the movie basically is a father and son story where the dad takes the son over to the mainland and he's basically teaching him how to hunt, how to survive, and how to do all these types of things. And this part of the movie is actually quite good. When I watched this first section of the movie, I thought it was excellent. There's good action scenes, there's some scary moments where there's these like very disgusting looking fat zombies that they have to kill, and there's also fast running zombies that chase them throughout the mainland, and it's a real sort of survival journey in the start. The characters don't use guns that much in this movie. They are basically a bow and arrow type people, so that when the zombie is chasing them, there's some vulnerability in the characters because they could die, because a bow and arrow is quite slow to pull back and release and shoot a zombie, and if it's running at you, there's some tension there. And this part of the movie is all pretty good. I'll try not to spoil this, but you can skip this section if you don't want spoilers. I'll try to not spoil it. After the father and son scene at the start, the movie transitions into a mother and son journey. The kid goes back home now that he's got some training out in the wilderness, and a story develops where his mother is sick, and the boy hears a rumor that there's a doctor on the mainland who may be able to save her, and the dad is not interested in that, but he wants to save the mother, so they go out on a journey, and this starts the hero's journey of Spike, who is the kid, going out with his mother to the mainland to try and save her and find this obscure doctor who was played by Ralph Fiennes. I won't go in too much into what happens from here because I don't want to spoil it, but that is essentially the journey of 28 years later. It's a son with his mother trying to find a doctor to get her the cure, and along the way, because of the sick mother, the amount of death from the zombies and the sick zombies and everything like that, the movie is a bit depressing, I'd say, to watch. There's also a theme of the memento mori throughout. There's skulls everywhere in this movie, and for those who don't know what a memento mori is, it's basically like a reminder of your mortality. At some point, everything dies, and people used to carry these skulls and put them on their desks, and it was a memento mori is sort of like a reminder of death. And this theme, death, sickness, and all that, it's throughout the whole film. It's there constantly, and it's a bit depressing, but it is a survival movie, and it keeps it going. The problem with this movie, though, is that it sort of peaks in the third act. Things reach a high point, and you think, well, here's the end of the movie, and you sort of are getting ready to go home at this point, because you can see, hey, things are at their peak, it's good now, I'm ready for them to wrap it up. But it doesn't really wrap up. It sort of continues on for a little bit for, I guess, what is the final act, and then it probably wasn't needed. I sort of felt like it was either that they didn't know how to end the movie, or they were basically just setting it up for maybe a sequel that might come in the future. And then the thing about that was really bad is in the last maybe 3 minutes of this film, and I don't want to spoil it, but there's something that happens that's very unrealistic and felt unrealistic in the world of the movie that I had been watching. And it was so bad, I felt, in that last 3 minutes of the movie, that I feel like it destroyed everything that was before it. Like it was like as if the movie was just, it's like I'm sitting here thinking, oh, this is, like a 6 or 7 out of 10, and then the last 3 minutes, it's like, well, it's a 1 out of 10 now. It was bad. They should delete that. They should delete the ending. And that's the big down point of this one, is that the movie, it starts off very well, very good, and then throughout up to about the third act gets a bit better, and then it just it goes down very quick. I'd say, who is this movie for? This movie is for probably just action movie, horror movie fans. It's probably for people who really do like zombie movies, people who like, if you've ever watched The Last of Us or The Walking Dead or things like that, and you want something similar, you might like this. If you like the first movie, I haven't seen the first movie that came out in 2002, but if you're a fan of that, you might want to see this to see what it's like. And just remember what I said, it's good at the start, it's bad at the end. But if you can get a discounted ticket and you can get lucky and get in to see it, it's not the end of the world. It's not the worst movie to come out this year. It's just kind of just okay. And it does save itself a little bit at the start parts up until the third act, because there are some good moments in this movie. There's some good action sequences. The actors are also pretty good. The kid, Alfie Williams, Aaron Taylor-Johnson, Ralph Fiennes, all good. I really like all the scenes that Ralph Fiennes is in. He was excellent, and the actors do a good job. There's good action, but it's got a bad ending, and that's all you got to really think about. Other than that, you go watch it if you want, but I've sort of made my points here, I guess. That's the end of this review, I think, and thank you so much for watching. If you've got any comments, let me know in the comments. Please like the video if you like this, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. My channel's pretty new. This is only my second review I've uploaded, so hopefully you enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching, everybody, and I will see you all next time. Bye, everybody.